the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. We continue our program, Response to Atheism. Of course, we can use only the scriptures, the Holy Scriptures, to respond, but sometimes science was used against to believe in a God, to believe in God as creator. And that's why we need to use science also to respond. Not only science, but even to watch nature, to watch what God created. Because St. Paul said in his epistle to the Romans, chapter 1, that if we want to believe in God as creator, it is the duty of every human being, everywhere in the world. Wherever he is born, wherever he is living, he is saying that God manifested himself to all human beings. In verse 20, chapter 1, he is saying, for since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. He was speaking about the pagan people who deny God, the real God. And he also said, in verse 19, because what may be known of God is manifest in them, for God has shown it to them. For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. So we are not only using science, but we are watching the things that are made. And through this, even his eternal power and Godhead can be understood by the things that are made. And also, God's invisible attributes can be clearly seen. We shall go to a very minute thing created by God. But we shall see in the movie how marvelous is God's creation. What is this? It is something funny, the butterfly. But it is not funny if we go deeply to discover the magnificence of God's power and capabilities. Before we go into details, we state, according to scientific estimation, that 18,000 butterfly species adorn our planet, the Earth. 18,000 butterfly species. Many of these species are different in the colors of its wings, and some of them are very similar, but they cannot give birth by mixing of the species. Each type of butterfly is separately living. I mean, they cannot be linked or what we call married together. But all over the earth, there is only one type of human beings. Black color, white color, no problem. They can marry and bring children. So if the theory of evolution of Darwin is correct, why there is only one species of human beings and 18,000 butterfly species? Why? Although they are very similar, but they are completely different. Any person from Europe can be married to any person from Africa, human beings, and bring children. Asia, North Pole, South Pole, no human being in the world can be said that he is not a human being, and the reason is very clear, that we have one grandfather and one grandmother who are Adam and Eve. And the difference in color is caused by weather and sunlight effects over thousands of years. The difference of features also are affected by weather. In Africa, they have wide openings of the nose because the air is not dense. In Europe, the nose is narrow because the air is very dense and cold. So this difference by climate effect. And this is normal because any person sitting in a sunny place can have his leather changing its color to become darker by the effect of ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. Now we shall see something miraculous. The butterfly starts as an egg, then a crawling caterpillar, followed by the pupa stage, which is chrysalis, and at the end, after 1 or 2 weeks, it becomes a butterfly. The caterpillar is completely different in its appearance and features and behavior from the caterpillar, from the butterfly. How a liquid in the chrysalis, a liquid, can change in 1 week and become a butterfly with a completely different design, having 6 segmented legs, antennae, a specialized feeding tube, 2 amazing compound eyes, complex reproductive organs, and 4 ornate wings. All this we shall see in the movie. Now let us move to watch and then comment.
An estimated 18,000 butterfly species adorn our planet. The beautiful coloration of butterfly wings is created by millions of minute scales. These precision scales function as biophotonic crystals, reflecting specific wavelengths of light to produce these brilliant colors. The extraordinary patterns and pleasing colors reveal a wise and caring designer.
One of the amazing things I find about the butterfly is its beautiful iridescence. Take, for example, the morpho butterfly. Morpho butterflies have a beautiful blue type iridescence, but then when biologists many decades ago began to look at the scales of the butterfly, they didn't find any pigmentation cells. They found instead biophotonic structures. They found structures that are designed by the creator to absorb certain wavelengths of white light and reflect back to the viewer only that wavelength of light within the spectrum of a bluish-purple color. We have found that using electron microscope, there are structures there that can have no more variation than 0.00004 millimeters. A wonderful testament to God's design.
All butterflies undergo an amazing transformation during their life cycle. The insect begins as an egg, then a crawling caterpillar, followed by the pupa stage. During this stage, the caterpillar begins to convulse in rhythmic jerks, breaking off its outer skin. Its legs and head capsule are quickly shed, giving rise to a chrysalis. Then, within the first day, the caterpillar's organs disintegrate into a soupy liquid. Miraculously, after 1 to 2 weeks, a complex winged butterfly emerges. This metamorphosis takes place in a matter of days, not millions of years. The adult butterfly now has 6 segmented legs, antennae, a specialized feeding tube, 2 amazing compound eyes, complex reproductive organs, and 4 ornate wings. The caterpillar had none of these features. Clearly, the genetic instructions for all these stages were programmed into the insect by the Creator from the beginning.
When a butterfly changes from a caterpillar to a chrysalis to a butterfly, there are 2 completely different designs here. One design is for the caterpillar, that's the initial stage, and all that does is creep around on the backside of a leaf, and it munches and eats all day, increases its size about 250 times, that's all it does. But then it goes into the chrysalid, it turns into liquid, and then it comes out with a totally different design. What was the butterfly designed to do? Well, that was designed to fly, of course, where the caterpillar wasn't. It was designed to drink the nectar from the flowers, but at the same time fertilize the flowers. It was designed to mate, and it was designed to be able to migrate from one country to the other, several thousand miles in some cases. So it's designed for specific things. The caterpillar has one thing to do, to grow, eat and grow. And the butterfly has several things to do: eat, grow, fertilize, and mate.
Now, seeing all the events that happen for an egg to become a butterfly, and this metamorphosis takes place in a matter of days, not millions of years, as Darwin is claiming. The caterpillar had none of the features of the butterfly. Clearly, the genetic instructions for all these stages were programmed into the insect by the Creator from the beginning. When a butterfly changes from a caterpillar to a chrysalis to a butterfly, there are two completely different designs here. One design is for the caterpillar. That is the initial stage. And all that does is creep around on the backside of a leaf, and it munches and eats all day. Increase its size about 250 times. In few days, its size increases to 250 times. Can a human being grow to 250 times his volume in few days? That's all it does, but then it goes into the chrysalis and turns into liquid. And then it comes out with a totally different design. What was the butterfly designed to do? Well, that was designed to fly, of course, where the caterpillar wasn't. It was designed to drink the nectar from the flowers, but at the same time fertilize the flowers. It was designed to mate, and it was designed to be able to migrate from one country to the other, several thousands of miles in some cases. So it is designed from specific things. The caterpillar has one thing to do: to grow, eat and grow. But the butterfly has several things to do: eat, grow, fertilize and mate. We glorify God the Creator, but before we close this episode, we should notice something beyond imagination. That using electronic microscope, in the wing of a butterfly, there are structures there that can have no more variation than 0.00004 millimeter. That is to say, this beautiful wing, the extraordinary patterns and pleasing colors reveal to a wise and caring designer. So, the beautiful coloration of butterfly wings is created by billions of minute scales. Billions of minute scales. These precision scales function as biophotonic crystals, reflecting specific wavelengths of light to produce these brilliant colors. There is no color in the wings of a butterfly. It is only the reflection of one type of light. And what is the dimension of these scales? 0.00004. That is 4/100,000 of a millimeter. Over 400,000 thousandths of a millimeter. No human being can measure this except by electronic microscope. Glory be to God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, one God. Amen.